Good evening, everyone. So, let me share my screen. We will start our session today. I hope my screen is visible. Let me know in the chat box. Yeah. Okay. So, yesterday we have discussed about two keywords, right? Break keyword and continue keyword. Now we will move forward with other loops. Okay. So, the next loop is while loop. Okay. So, this is also one of the loop, and when we will use this while loop. Okay, so if we don't know, the number of iterations, okay, then we will go for while loop. Okay, if we don't know the number of iterations, then we go for loop, while loop. Okay, and when we will go for loop, if we know the number of iterations, then only we will go for loop. If we don't know the number of iterations, at that time we need to choose the while loop. Okay, we need to choose the while loop. Okay, so whatever all the solutions or the operations you can do by using for loop, all those things you can perform through while loop also. Okay, so everything is done with the help of while loop also. Okay, so coming to the syntax. Okay, so we will be using one keyword called while, and within brackets we try to write the condition. Okay, so inside that there will be implementation, and here we will close the while loop. Okay, so this is how the syntax of while loop looks. Okay, so whenever the condition satisfies or whenever the condition will become true, then it will enter into the while loop and it will start executing the implementation. Okay, so here we will give something like updation also. Okay, so at last we try to give some updation also. So with the help of this updation, it will be updated. Okay, the values, whatever the condition we wrote, those values will be updated and the while loop will execute for multiple times. Okay, this is how the while loop looks, and this is how the flow of execution of while loop will be present. Okay, so let's see with some examples. Okay, so now I want to print 1 to 5 numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know how to do this with for loop, right? Now we try to do this with while loop. Okay, so what I am doing, so initially I am declaring a variable and initializing a variable. Let's take I. Okay, int I is equals to, from where I need to start, from 1, right? So I am initializing this variable with 1. Okay, and later I am taking while loop. Okay, so here what is the last number? 5. Until 5 I need to iterate, right? So that is the reason what is the condition I am writing? I less than or is equals to 5. Okay, so if the I value is 6 more than 5, if I value is 6 or 7 or 8, or which is the number which is greater than 5, okay, so then this condition should become false. Okay, if the number is greater than 5, then this condition should become false. So that is the reason I took I less than or is equals to 5. Okay, if I is less than or is equals to 5, then it should iterate, otherwise it should not iterate. Okay, so later I'm opening flower braces. Inside this I want to write implementation. So what I want to do, I want to print the element, right? So I'm having println statement. Okay, what I am trying to print, I'm trying to print I. Okay, so after this what I need to do, I need to update this, right? So if I won't update, then I will be always one, but I should not do, I should not be like that, right? So I should increment by 1. So if you see here, this is 1, so it is incremented by 1, then it will become 2, then if it is incremented by 1, then it will become 3. So like this I need to increment the I value. For that I am using increment operator. Okay, so now the value will be incremented. Okay, how this while loop works? First it will be initialized with 1. Okay, here it will check whether 1 is less than or is equals to 5. Yes, the condition will become true. Okay, later it will enter to this loop. Okay, so here there is a println statement, so it will try to print the I value. What is the I value now? 1. So it will print 1. Later it will get incremented. Okay, what it is, whether it is a post increment or pre increment? Post increment, right? So what is post increment? First it will assign or print the value, then it will increment. So if you observe, there is no variable or println statement here, right? So that is the reason what it will do, it will directly increment. So it will increment by 1. So now the I value will be 2. Okay, later it will again go to the condition. Okay, it will check whether 2 is less than or is equals to 5. Yes, that condition will become true. Later it will come to this statement and try to print this 2. Okay, later I will be incremented to 3. So like this, again it will go to the condition, it will check, again it will come here. Okay, again it will print 3. So like this the iteration will happen until 5. Okay, once I is 6, okay, once I is 6, then the condition will become false and this will exit. The condition will become false and it won't enter the while loop. Okay, it will exit the while loop. Okay, this is how it works. So let me try to run this program. If you observe, I'm print, it was printed 1 to 5 numbers. I'm getting 1 to 5 numbers. Okay, this is how we can print a range of numbers by using while loop. Okay, now can anyone say what happens if I don't update? What will be the output if I try to run this program? What will be the output? If I try to run this program, what will be the output? Can anyone answer to this question? Okay. Okay, so many answered as 1. So let's see. Okay, so let me run the program. If you see here, it is infinite. I'm getting infinite ones. Okay, so let me terminate this iteration. Yeah, I have terminated and let me clear the console. Okay, so I'm getting infinite ones, infinite loop. Okay, it is trying to print infinite loop. Why it is? Because I'm not doing any updation here. If I am not doing any updation, then always I will be 1. Always I will be 1, right? So always this condition will become true, right? Always the condition will become true. There is no updation, so I is always 1, and always this condition will become true, and it will enter the loop and it will try to print the value. That is the reason there is no stop here. Okay, because I is always 1, that's why, that is the reason there is no stop for this loop. It will be always, the condition will become true, it will enter, it will try to print. So that is the reason we are getting infinite loop. Okay, now let me have my updation here. So now can anyone answer what will be the output? Now can anyone answer what will be the output? Error. So someone is saying 1 to 4 error. Okay. So let's try to run this. Let me run. I'm getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. These values I am getting. Okay. So how? Okay. So first I will be initialized to 1. Right? I will be 1. And here it will check the condition. Whether 1 is less than or is equals to 5. The condition is true. Okay, then it will be updated here. So if updation means now I will become 2. Okay, later it will try to print the value. So what is the value I stored? What is the value? 2. So it will print 2. Later it will check the condition. Okay, now the I value is 2. Right? So whether 2 is less than or is equals to 5. Yes, the condition will be satisfied. Again, it will enter the loop. The next statement is updation. Means now I will become 3. Okay. So later it will go to this statement and it will print the value. Okay. Again, it will go to here. Now the I value is 3. Okay, whether 3 is less than or is equals to 5, yes, the condition will be satisfied. It will go to here. So it will get updated to 4. And here it will print that 4. Okay, so later it will check the condition again. And now I value is 4. Okay, later it will come here. Okay, and it will be updated to 5. Later it will print the I value. What is the I value now? 5. Later it will check this condition whether 5 is less than or is equals to 5. Now I value is 5, right? So whether 5 is less than or is equals to 5, yes, the condition will get satisfied. Now again it will increment, so the updated value will be 6. Okay, and later it will print that 6. Okay, now the I value is 6 and it will check the condition whether 6 is less than or is equals to 5. No, it will become false. The condition is false, so it won't enter the loop. It won't enter the loop, so it will exit the while loop. So is it clear how we are getting these values? Is it clear? Let me know quickly in the chat box. Okay, so now can I print something like reverse of numbers like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? This we can do with for loop, right? So we will start from 5 and we will be decrementing. Can I do this with while loop? Yes. So I said, right, whatever the operations we can do with the for loop, so we can do with the while loop also. Okay, so to print the numbers like this, what I want to do? Let me initialize I with 5. Okay, so here the last value is 1. I need to decrement the value, right? So here I want to change the condition also. So I should be greater than or is equals to 1. Okay, I should be greater than or is equals to 1. So when that condition will become true, then only I need to print the value, right? So here it will print the value. Okay, and later the I first is 5. I need to decrement it, right? So for that reason I am using decrement operator. Okay, so how this works? First I will be 5. It will check the condition. Okay, if this condition is true, then it will print the value. Later it will get decremented. Okay, this is how it works. So let me run this. If you observe, I am getting 54321 as expected. Okay, so I hope it is clear how to do this. And now we try to print the even numbers with the help of while loop. Okay, so even numbers. So up to the range of 20. So whatever from 1 to 20, I need to print. Okay, I need to print all the even numbers. Can I do this with the while loop? Yes. Okay, so for that what I will do? So the range is from 1 to 20. So what I will do means I will initialize variable with 1. Okay, and now I will take the while loop. So the last range is 20, right? So I less than or is equals to 20. Okay, so I need to iterate my loop until 20 iterations. Okay, so after after doing this, I need to update the I value also each and every time, right? For that I am using increment operator. Okay, so now what will happen? So I will store first 1. Later it will check the condition. If the condition satisfies, it will be implementing some code. Later it will get updated. Okay, like this the while loop will iterate for 20 times. Okay, like this it will iterate for 20 times. So what is the implementation I need to write to check whether a number is even or not? How we can check? So high, every time it will store one number. So I need to check whether the number which is stored inside this I variable is prime or not. Sorry, is whether it is even or not. So how we can check? By using if, right? So if I, so if I modulus 2 is equals to 0, then we can say it is a even number, right? If any number which is divided by 2, if I get, after dividing by 2, if I get remainder as 0, then it is a even number, right? So if it is a even number, then what I will do? I will print that number. I will print that number. So if this condition is not true, then it won't enter this if. Just it will go to the updation directly. Okay, so this is how we will get the only even numbers within this range. Okay, so let me run this program. So instead of println, let me give print. So it will print in straight line. So if you observe, I got my all even numbers within the range. Okay, so this is how we can do. So we have, by using for loop, we have done some more problems in previous session, right? like sum of n numbers, factorials, how to find the factors of a number. All those problems we can solve with the while loop also. Okay, just take it as an assignment and try to do those problems. Okay, so now we will move for another loop, which is do while. Okay, and one more thing which I want to say about while loop is this is also called as entry loop. What we call it as entry loop. Okay, why we call it as entry loop means here we are checking the condition at the first and later we are trying to execute the implementation. Right? First we are checking the condition. So that is the reason it is entry loop. Okay, now we talk about do while. Okay, so do while, it is also called as exit loop. It is also called as exit loop because here we will check the condition at last. Okay, so let me write the syntax so that you can understand syntax. Coming to the syntax of do while will be, so do, we will use this keyword called do and we will open the flower braces. Okay, inside this flower braces we will be having implementation, as well as updation too. Okay, as well as updation of a variable too. And later at last we will write the while keyword to check the condition. Okay, so this is the syntax of do while loop. If you observe here, where I am checking the condition, where I am checking at last. Okay, so the execution will start from do, but I am checking the condition at last. Okay, the implementation will get executed first, later I am going to check the condition. But if you see while loop, how it is working, first it will check the condition, later it will try to execute the implementation if the condition is true. But here it is not the case. Okay, first it will implement the means first it will execute the implementation. Okay, later it will check the condition. Okay, so this is the reason we call it as exit loop. Okay, so why we want, when we want to go for this do while loop. Okay, the question is when we want to go for this do while loop. So if we want to, okay, execute the implementation at least once even though the condition is false, at that time we need to go for do while loop. Okay, when we go for do while loop, so if we want to, if we want to execute the implementation at least once, even the condition is false, even the condition is false, then we will go for do while loop. Okay, so as it is checking the condition at last, okay, so we can execute the implementation at least once even the condition is false. Okay, so as the condition it is checking at last, we can execute the implementation at least once even the condition is false. Okay, so if we want this type of scenario, then we will go for do while loop. Okay, so whatever all the operations we can do with the help of while loop, for loop, all those operations we can do with the help of do while also. Okay, so everything is possible with do while also. So let's see some basic problems. So we will try to print first the numbers like 1 2 3 4 5. So how to do with do while loop. Okay, so first let me initialize a variable like int I is equals to 1. Okay, and I am having do while loop. So we know here we will be having implementation, right? So what is the implementation I should have? I should print 1 to 5. So I need to have println statement to print. Later I need to update the I variable also, right? So updation. Okay, here at last I will check the condition. While, so what is the condition? Until 5 I need to execute. Means I should be less than or is equals to 5. Okay, so this is how. So what will happen? How the execution flow will be there for the do while loop. So let me explain. If you see here, first I will be initialized to 1. So here it will print, it will enter the do while loop and it will print here 1. Okay, later it will get updated to 2. Later it will get updated to 2. Later it will check the condition here. Later it will check the condition here. Okay, so it will check whether 2 is less than or is equals to 5. Yes, right? If the condition satisfies, then only it will go for another iteration. Here again it will print the I value. Now what is the I value? 2. Okay, it will print 2. Later it will get updated. It will get updated to 3. Okay, later it will check the condition whether 3 less than or is equals to 5. Yes, so later it will go for another iteration and try to print the I value. So what is the I value now? 3. Okay, later it will get updated. So updated to 4. Later it will check the condition again. So if the condition satisfied, it will go to another iteration. So it will print 4 also. Later it will get updated to 5. Later it will check the condition and later it will go to the println statement and it will print 5 also and later it will get updated to 6. Okay, now the condition will become false, so it will exit this do while. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, so let me run this program. So let me have print statement instead of println. So if you observe, I am printing 1 to 5 numbers. Okay, so this is how it happens. Okay, so I said, right? So if even though the condition is false, the implementation will execute for at least one time in do while loop. I said, right? So let me change this condition like I greater than or is equals to 5. Okay, so if you observe here, the condition will become false here, right? So even though the implementation will execute for one time, okay, so we will get the output 1 here. Okay, so as it is not checking the condition at first, the implementation will execute for one time. Okay, here it will print 1. Okay, and it will get updated to 2. Later it will check the condition. The condition will become false. Okay, so it won't go for another iteration. Okay, let me run this. If you observe, I am getting 1 as output. Okay, so even though the condition is false, I can execute the implementation at least once. Okay, this is how do while loop works. I hope it is clear. Is it clear about do while loop? Let me know quickly in the chat box. Okay, so now we try to solve some problems. Okay, some basic problems. Then later we will move for further concepts. Okay, before moving to the problems, what I want to say is, think that there is a number. Okay, think that there is a number, any number it may be. Okay, so if there is a number, okay, let me erase all these things. So let me have a number like int number is equals to 2536. This is my number. Okay, now let me print something like, let me divide this number by 10. Okay, so can anyone say the output for this statement? What will be the output? What will be the output if I divide this number by 10? Yes, 253. Okay, so if I divide this, let me run this, I will get 253 as a output. If you observe, I am getting result as 253, right? So if I am getting 253, if you observe this number and this number, what is the digit missing? 6, right? So here what you need to observe is, if we divide any number by 10, okay, the last digit will be removed from that number. Okay, that last digit will be removed from that number. So if I try to divide any number by 10, then last digit of that number will be removed. Okay, so what happens if I do modulus operation here? Let me run. Okay, what is the value I'm getting? I'm getting 6. Okay, the result is 6. So if you observe, how many digits are missing? How many digits are missing? If you observe this number and this number, 3 digits are missing, right? I'm getting only the last digit. Okay, so what you need to observe from here is, if we divide any number, if we modulate any number with 10, okay, so then we will get the last digit. Okay, so if we do modulus operation between a number and 10, then we will get the last digit as a output. If we try to divide a number with 10, then we will be getting only the previous digits, last digit we won't get. Okay, the last digit will be removed if we divide. If we do modulus operation, we will get the last digit. Okay, so this is the difference. So if we take any number, if we take any number, so if we divide that number by 10, okay, if we divide that number by 10, what will happen? The last digit will be removed. The last digit will be removed. And in the same way, if we perform modulus operation with 10, okay, if we perform modulus operation with 10, then what is the output? We will get last digit as a result. We will get last digit as a result. Okay, this is what happens. Okay, based on these situations, okay, we try to solve some problems. Okay, so let me take first problem. Let me go to my Excel. The first problem is, so we need to count the digits in a number. Okay, so count of digits. Count of digits in a number. Okay, so think that there is a number called 1 2 some 0 8. Okay, this is my number. So how many digits I am having in this number? Totally 4, right? So I need to get that. Okay, how we can do to get the count of the digits in a number? How we can perform? So let's see. Okay, so what I am doing is, we know if we divide any number, okay, so if we divide any number with 10, we will get, we won't get the last digit, right? If we perform modulus operation, what will happen? We will get the last digit, right? So what I will do is, first I will modulus this number with 10. I will perform modulus operation. So what will be the value I am getting? I will get something like 8, right? So I will get this number and I will take one variable like count and I will increment the count. Okay, later I will do modulus, sorry, divided by operation. Okay, if I do divided by operation, so what will be the value I will be getting? 120, right? So I'm now my value is 120. For this 120 also I will repeat the same thing. Okay, first I will do modulus operation. Okay, modulus operation. If I do modulus operation, what will be the value I will be getting? 0, which is the last digit. And later I will increment the value. Okay, I will increment the count. And later I will divide that number, okay, with 10. So that last digit will be removed. Now my number will become 12. Okay, in the same way for that 12 also I will do the same thing. So first I will do modulus operation. If I do modulus operation, what I will get? I will get the last digit. So what is the last digit in 12? 2, right? Later I will increment the count and later I will again divide that number with 10. So if I divide, the last digit will be removed and the left digit is 1. Okay, now for this one also I will do the same thing. First I will do modulus operation. So if I do modulus operation, then I will get the last digit. What is the last digit in 1? 1 itself, right? Then later I will be incrementing the count. Then later I will perform divided by operation. If I divide 1 by 10, 1 with 10, then what will be the output? I will get something like 0. Okay, so until I get 0, I will be performing modulus operation and division operation. Okay, so whenever number is equals to 0, then I need to stop my iterations. Okay, so these are all the different iterations. Okay, these are all the different iterations. Okay, so whenever the number is equals to 0, at that time I need to stop my iterations. Okay, so how we can write this thing in logical format? How we can write? So let me do that. So I will be taking some while loop. We know, right, when to terminate this loop. When to terminate? If the number is equals to 0, at that time we need to terminate. Right? So if the number is not is equals to 0, then my iterations should execute. The while loop should execute if the number is not is equals to 0. If the number is equals to 0, then my while loop should exit. Right? So what I need to give here condition then? My number should not is equals to 0. Or we can see we can give something like number greater than or is equals to, sorry, number greater than 0. This is also okay. So if we give number greater than 0, so this condition also suitable for this and this is also suitable. Okay, so whenever number not is equals to 0, at that time only I need to execute my while loop. Okay, I need to execute my while loop. Otherwise my while loop should not execute. Okay, now later what is the first operation we are doing here? Modulus operation. If we do modulus operation, we will get some number, some output, which is the remainder. So what I'm doing, I'm just initializing a variable called remainder is equals to, so when we will get remainder, if we divide that number, sorry, if we do modulus operation, right, then we will get the remainder. So number modulus 10. Okay, here the remainder, whatever the output we get here, that will be stored inside rem variable. Okay, so after storing, what I need to do, I need to increment the count. So to increment the count, first I need to declare and initialize that variable, right? So int count is equals to 0. Okay, I'm first initializing it with 0. Okay, so later I am here, I am incrementing the value. Okay, so now after incrementing, what I am doing, I am just dividing, right? So to remove the last digit, so what I need to do, number is equals to number divided by 10, so that it will divide the number. So if we divide the number, the last digit will be removed. Now the value is 120. That 120 again need to store inside this number variable. Then only we can go for another iteration. Right? So that is the reason I need to store that result inside the variable only. Okay, now the number will become 120. Later it will check the condition whether 120 not is equals to 0. No, then it will get the remainder. What will be the remainder here? It will get 0 as a remainder. Later it will increment the count. Okay, later it will divide. So what will be the value next? 12. Okay, later it will go to here. So whether 12 not is equals to 0? No, it will try to find the remainder. The remainder will be 2. Later it will increment the count. Later it will divide the number. So after dividing, what will be the output? 1. Whether 1 is equals not is equals to 0, the condition will become true. It will enter the loop. It will try to find the remainder. The remainder will be 1. Okay, and later it will count, increment the count. Later it will divide. So once it is divided, at last we will get the number is equals to 0. Now it will check whether number not is equals to 0. No, the condition will become false, so it won't enter the while loop. This is how it will execute. Okay, so let me run this. So I'm not printing anything, so let me print count at last. If you observe, I'm getting result as 4. Okay, so like this we can implement the count of digits in a number program. Okay, I hope it is clear. So let me give some big number and let me check. See, I'm getting 7. So if you observe, the length of this number is also 7. Okay, so this is how it works. I hope it is clear. Let me know in the chat box quickly. Is it clear? So here I can do the count of digits in a number without performing this reminder operation also. Okay, without this reminder operation also. Okay, so I'm removing that, and I'm now I'm executing the program now. So let's see. I'm getting the same output, right? So without that reminder operation also we can do. So try to analyze this problem, then you will get the solution. Okay, now the next problem is I need to reverse a number. What I need to do? I need to reverse a number. Okay, so let me take the same number. Okay, so how we can reverse this number? How we can reverse this number? Okay, let's see. So let me erase this thing, everything. Let me write from starting. So I am taking this number as a input. So I want to reverse this number. After reversing, what is the output? Like 3 2 1 8 0 2 1. This will be the output, right? So how to do this? Let me take while loop. Okay, so I need to iterate the loop until number not is equals to 0. Okay, number not is equals to 0. Okay, inside what I will do means I will take each and every digit of the number. If I want each and every digit of the number, then what I need to do? I need to perform modulus operation, right? First I want 3, later I want 2, later I will take 1, later I will take, later I will take 1, later I want 8. Okay, if I want last digits of the number, what I need to do? I need to do modulus operation, right? I will take that last digit and I will perform some arithmetic operation to append the digits. Okay, so let's see. So let me take first a variable and let me get the last digit of each and every number. Okay, so to get that, what I need to do? I need to perform modulus operation. So if I do this, what is the last digit I will get now? For the first time, I will get 3. Okay, and later to append this to the variable, I need to do some arithmetic operation. So before that, to store the reverse of a number, let me take one more variable. Okay, and I am assigning that reverse with 1. Okay, so after here I am performing some arithmetic operation like reverse is equals to reverse into 10 plus reminder. Okay, I am performing this operation. Okay, so what is happening? So initially reverse is equals to 1 here. Okay, 1 into 10. Okay, so the reverse should not be 1, it should be 0. Okay, so now reverse is equals to 0. 0 into 10 plus what is the remainder I got in the previous step? 3 plus 3. Okay, so 0 into 10 is equals to 0 plus 3. The total value will become 3. Okay, and this 3 will be stored inside this reverse variable. Now the reverse variable is storing 3. Okay, and in later iteration I will get 2 as a reminder. In later iteration, I will get 2 as a reminder. So if you observe, if it comes to this statement, now try to calculate this reverse. What is the reverse now? What is the this variable storing now? 3, right? So 3 into 10 and plus reminder. What is the reminder? 2. Okay, so totally it will become 32. If you observe, 32. Okay, in later stage I will get remainder as 1. Okay, I will get remainder as 1, and this reverse variable will be storing 32, and next it will perform this operation. Okay, so 32 into 10 plus what is the remainder? 1. Okay, so now what will be the total result? 3 2 1. So if you observe, I am getting here. So this is how it works. Okay, and the next step is I need to just divide the number in each and every step, in each and every iteration. Okay, so this is how it works. This is how we can simply reverse a number. Okay, so let me erase all these things and let me run the program. So I am not printing, let me print. So reverse of a number. See? Okay, so I am getting the reverse of this number. Okay, this is how we can perform to get the reverse of a number program. Okay, and coming to the next problem. So we need to check whether a number is palindrome or not. Okay, so palindrome of a number. So what is this palindrome? Palindrome is nothing but think that there is a number. Okay, think that there is a number. If we reverse that number, what we will do? If we reverse that number, okay, we will get some result, right? If that number and reverse of a number is equal, then we can say that number as a palindrome. Okay, if the number and the reverse of that number is equal, then we can say that number as a palindrome. Okay, let me take one simple example like 181. Okay, if we reverse this number, we will get 181, right? Then we can say this number is a palindrome. This number is a palindrome because after reversing also we are getting the same number. Then we can say that number as a palindrome, right? So till now we learned how to reverse a number, right? So we know how to reverse a number. So later what we need to do? We need to just check the number and the reverse of that number. That's it. Okay, so here my number variable, at last I am dividing the number variable here, right? So I am dividing the number, right? So at last number will become 0. So that is the reason I am storing it into a temp variable. I am just storing it into a temp variable. In temp is equals to number, so that this number will be stored inside this temp variable also. At last what I will do means I will just compare. Okay, this temp is equals to reverse or not. Okay, if it is equals to reverse, then it is a palindrome, otherwise it is not a palindrome. Okay, so let me check whether it is equals to or not, whether this number is is a palindrome or not. So let me run. So I am getting false as a output. So if we are reversing that number, I am not getting the same number, right? So that is the reason it is false. So let me give like 1 1 2 1 1. Okay, so let me save and let me check. I am getting true as a output, means this number and the reverse of that number is both are same. Okay, so let me print reverse of that number also. Okay, if you observe, I'm getting the reverse of the number like 11211 and the output is true. Okay, so this is the simple palindrome program. So if we know how to reverse a number, then it is easy to find whether a number is palindrome or not. Okay, so I hope it is clear, and we will solve last problem of the day, which is I need to get the sum of even digits in a number. Okay, sum of even digits in a number. Okay, so if we take any number, okay, let me take something like in number is equals to 1 4 7 some 3 2. Okay, if you observe, what are all the even digits in this number? Whether 1 is a even digit? No. Whether 4 is a even digit? Yes. So 4 is a even digit. And whether 7 is a even digit? No. Whether 3 is a even digit? No. Whether 2 is a even digit? Yes. Okay. So two numbers are even digits here. So what I want to do, I want sum of those even digits, which is 4 plus 2, right? 4 plus 2, which is equals to 6. Okay, I want to print this sum. How to do this? Simple. With the while loop only we can do. So what I will do, each and every iteration, I will take the last digit and I will check whether it is even or not. If it is a even, I will add to the sum variable, otherwise no. Okay, so let me perform. So number not is equals to 0. Okay, so I will get reminder here. Okay, so number modulus 10. So here I will get the reminder, last digit. After getting last digit, I will use if condition and I will check whether that reminder is even or not. Okay, if it is equals to 0, if I divide that reminder with 2, if I get 0 as a reminder, okay, then it is a even number. So I will take one more variable to store the sum, okay, and I will initialize it to 0. So here I will add that reminder. If it is even, I will add that to sum. Okay, so plus is equals to reminder. Okay, so if the remainder is not a even number, then no need of doing anything, just remove that digit from the number. So to remove, what we will do, we will divide. Okay, so now let me print that sum. Let's see whether we will get the output or not. Okay, I am printing the sum. So if you observe, I am getting 6 as a output. Okay, and let me give some more even numbers like 6. So now what I should get output, 4 plus 6 plus 2, right? So total 12 I need to get. So let's see. Yes, I'm getting 12 as the output, right? So this is how it works. I hope it is clear how to find the sum of even digits in a number. I hope it is clear. Okay, so now my question is, so try to analyze this program. Okay, I am removing this if conditions. Now can anyone say what will be the output I will be getting? What will be the output? What will happen here? I will get sum of these digits. Okay, I will get sum of these digits. Okay, let's see. So here, first the number will be this. Number not is equals to 0. This condition will become true. Okay, and later it will div model. It will modulus with 10. That number will be modulus with 10. So at that time, it will get the last digit, which is 2. Okay, here what it is doing? It is adding with sum. So sum is initially 0. 0 plus 2 is equals to 2. Now the sum will be having the value like 2. Okay, this 2 will be stored inside the sum. And later here the last digit will be removed. Right? So now the number will become 1463. Okay, later it will again go for the another iteration and it will check this condition. Now also the condition will become true. Later it will get the remainder. So in this number, what is the remainder? 3. It will get here 3. Okay, later it will add that 3 to this sum. Okay, so 2 plus 3, which is equals to 5. Right, later it will divide the number. So once it is divided, the last digit will be removed. Now the number is 146. Now again it will go to here and it will get the remainder. What will be the remainder here in this number? 6. The last digit we will get. And here it will again add 5 plus 6, which is equals to 11. Right, so which is equals to 11. So later it will divide that number. If it divides, last digit will be removed. Later it will get 14 now. It will be 14 now. Now it will again go here. It will check the condition. The condition will become true. It will again try to calculate the remainder. So once it is trying to calculate the remainder, what will be the output? It will get the last digit, which is 4. Okay, here again it will add that remainder to this sum, which is 4 is equals to 15. Okay, and again it will divide. So once it is divided, the last digit will be removed. Now it will again go. Whether 1 not is equals to 0, the condition will be true. It will again try to calculate the remainder. So what is the remainder? It will get 1. Okay, it will add this to sum. Now the totally the number will become 16. The sum will become 16. Now again it will try to divide this 1 with 10. Now the number will become 0. Now if it comes to this condition will become false and it will come out of the while loop and it will execute this statement. So we will get 16 as a output. Okay, so let me run the program. See, I am getting 16 as the output. Okay, so to work with numbers, we need to do some simple modifications. That's it. Okay, so we will get our answer. I hope it is clear.